Hi friends, and welcome back to another monthly Stampin' Technique Challenge. This is Patty Bennett. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and my blog is pattystamps.com. I hope that you enjoyed these monthly technique challenges. This month we're going to be using the new Stampin' Spritzer Misters from Stampin' Up! This is a fun new product. You'll find them in the catalog on page 179 down here at the bottom. They come in a 2-pack for only $2.95, and they're actually pretty big. They're bigger than I thought they were going to be, and I'm going to show you how to use those and how to use them with some of our other products. Here on page 158, I'm going to be using it with the shimmer paint, so that's something you may want to have on hand if you don't already have. So when you open up your Stampin' Spritzers, you're going to see that they are pretty large. They come with a cap, and then you just open that and they have a little spritzer mister there. So of course when you're spritzing, you want to make sure that you're spritzing in the correct direction and not back at your face or something. And 2 to a pack, like I said. What we're going to be doing today is I'm going to show you how to fill them up and use them with the beautiful shimmer paint. This is the Champagne Mist, or you could use the Frost White. You can use any of them. It just depends on if you want a little more of a clear shimmer or a little bit more of a metallic shimmer in your spritz. I'm using my handy dandy Mr. Spritzer holder that my husband made for me. I love this because when you want to fill up your Mr. holder, it's great to be able to place it in the holder and not have it falling down. It also holds the Smooch Spritz, so if you have those, that's a great place to store them as well. So what I did off camera is I unscrewed this and I poured in just some regular rubbing alcohol, and I did it about halfway full, okay? And then to fill it with the color and with some of the shimmer, I'm just going to put it in my holder. That's kind of handy dandy. And I have chosen Melon Mambo to fill this one. I did about halfway full with the rubbing alcohol, and then this is totally up to you how strong or weak you want the color. I'm going to do about 4 or 5 drops of the Melon Mambo. You can start with as little as 2 or 3 drops of any color and add more. If it's a lighter color, you might want to add more color to begin with. Okay, now if you want to do spritzing without shimmer, you just shake this up and use it as is. And you could even do water. You can put water in here instead of the rubbing alcohol, especially if you're worried about the fumes or anything. But the water will wet your paper and will make it a little more difficult to dry and, you know, get it to be able to use it sooner. So I like the rubbing alcohol because it dries just about instantly. Then what I did was I used the beautiful new butterfly punch from Stampin' Up! And I just took some scraps and I punched out several butterflies. This is a fabulous way to use up your scraps. I'll do a couple of red ones. And then I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and I'm just going to put them on here sort of in a random way. The color doesn't matter because we're not actually making this card with this color scheme. But what I'm going to do is to spritz over these butterflies, and then I'm going to be able to use the background, but I'm also going to be able to use these pretty butterflies. So you want to shake it up, and then I like to test it. I'm going to just do it over here off camera before I actually spray the actual paper. And then you can see I've got some areas that are a little more concentrated and then some areas that are a little lighter. Now I want to do some that has some shimmer to it. So I will put this right back in here, open it up, and I'm going to add some shimmer paint. There really isn't an exact amount. I just shake it up, and it's kind of what I would call a dollop. So I just did a little quick stream in there and put my lid back on. And then of course you're going to want to shake that up. And you can see it inside there, and you can see it mixing, and it's getting lighter. And I did several cards and several other smaller pieces with just a half a tube, and still had leftover, so that just gives you an idea of how much it will make. Okay, so I'm going to shake that up and then spray again, and this time it's actually going to give me some shimmer with my color. And then what I wanted to do was to add some, I had already made this with Daffodil Delight ink, and I'm just going to spray that on a scrap paper first. And so what that gives me is a couple of different colors. And then when you shake these off, you can see you have this fun background paper to use. Now the bonus is that you also have really pretty, speckly, shimmery butterflies to use on a card as well. So let me show you a couple of the cards that I made with this type of technique. And this was with the Primrose Petals and the Daffodil Delight, just like I showed you with two colors there. And I did my background paper, and then I used those butterflies on top. And I don't know how well the shimmer is going to show on the camera, but trust me, it's very pretty and shimmery in person. And there's a little 4x4 card with the same technique, and then another card, same idea. So you can see you could just cut this sheet up and use it in lots of different ways on your projects, and it's just real pretty, different way to add some color, and a lot quicker than sponging, sort of the same effect, but a lot quicker than sponging. You could also add the spritz to your 3D items if you wanted to add a little shimmer or color to something 3D, or if you just have some extra tags and things on your desk, like I had this already stamped and I just spritzed it and gave it sort of a pretty look. So if you just had some extra tags and you wanted to give those a little glow and a little shimmer, you just put them on your tabletop and just give a little shimmer, and then everything is just instantly colored and shimmered all at once. So your technique is to use your misters and just make up your own combination, any color and any type of glitz that you want to put in there, and then show me your projects. You can link them on my blog post if you would like to be entered into my monthly contest. Or if you're in my downline, be sure you email your samples to my group and show me what you've done with your beautiful shimmer.